I'd like to invite Jerry Nussbaum and Mary Ellen Lafond, BC's representative for children and youth, to represent the inaugural Janusz Korczak Medal for Children's Rights Advocacy to Ms. Melanie Mark, MLA for the province of British Columbia.
Let me maybe start by describing the recipient of the Korczak Medal. And here it's an excerpt, it's a quotation. The recipient of Janusz Korczak Medal will be an individual that, in the spirit of Dr. Korczak, is working toward improving children's lives in the ways that encourage love for children, listening to children, fostering healthy children's lives, and building capacities in children. That's shortly the description, at least part of it. And next year is the 75th anniversary of the heroic death of Dr. Korczak. Presentations of Korczak medals have taken place in various countries around the world. There are literally tens of different Korczak medals all across the world. And therefore, I feel extremely privileged and honored and at the same time profoundly moved to be part of the presentation of the first Korczak medal on this continent. This is 74 years later.
Thank you, Jerry, and good evening, everyone. I'm so honored and delighted to be here in the 6th of the lecture series, and also to participate in the presentation of the first Korczak Medal, and to have an opportunity to say a few words about the recipient, who's truly a remarkable individual, Melanie Mark. And some of you here will know Melanie because you've had a chance to work with her. I know her closely because I've had a very good chance to work with her and to get to know her and to see her as an advocate for children, also to see her as a mom, and her beautiful daughters are here with her tonight, as is appropriate. That in and of itself speaks volumes about her values, that she came from the legislature today, came back tonight, immediately got her daughters and came here tonight. There's a biography of Melanie Mark in your program. I want to say a few things about her as a person. I had the great privilege as representative for children and youth in British Columbia of working with Melanie virtually from the day that I was appointed representative. And she was one of the very first people that came to me and spoke passionately and accurately about the need for children and youth, particularly in care, to be heard and to receive independent advocacy from the government. Independent meaning to be very clear that they have an independent set of rights that need to be honored through real advocacy. And Melanie worked in the representative's office as a frontline advocate. She had worked in the past at a very high level with sexually exploited children and youth. Her own personal story is a remarkable story of resilience. But the values that she brought to the work that I had the great privilege to do with her is what really has commended her to receive this medal. The unwavering belief that children have rights, that they have the right to be heard, that it is important for us to love children. It is important for us to organize our services and supports for children in a way that give spirit and effect to the fact that they have rights. In Melanie's role as an advocate, rising to the deputy level in the representative's office, she was responsible for handling in one form or another over 10,000 advocacy cases, certainly worked very closely with me on probably some of the most difficult cases in British Columbia. And when I say difficult, never with a complaint. Melanie has never complained about how difficult a case is. She's always talked about how we need to love and understand the situation for children, particularly in crisis. There have been times where Melanie has attended on an emergency basis to Children's Hospital with a young person in need, attended places where a lot of people wouldn't go, including in the downtown east side and elsewhere, when we've had children in crisis. And Melanie has been fearless in that regard. And really it's because she believes very profoundly that her job and her work is to make sure that the rights of children get due respect and that children are heard and that the adults have a responsibility to do something about that. So she's a remarkable individual. She has achieved a lot as a young woman, and this year she started a new chapter in her career. And it's very important we give this medal to her, and Jerry and I and others discuss this, because we give it to someone who not only has achieved something for children's rights in British Columbia and Canada, because she's achieved a great deal, but we give it to someone who will continue down a path of promoting the rights of children. Melanie was elected as the first First Nations woman to enter the BC legislature. And she did that with incredible support from a community, First Nation community, and all of British Columbians supported her journey to be a first, and hopefully the last of the firsts, but a very important first. But also she now carries in a new role an opportunity to bring this deep personal experience that she's had in her own life and as an advocate for children, to bring it into the Legislative Assembly directly in her daily work with her constituents and with the province, and to build all of the bridges that I know that she will build to see that there will be change, because change is very important. She's a remarkable person, and I feel very strongly that although she will have the medal that says the number 1, that in 10 or 15 years, the person who gets the medal that says number 15 will be very excited to be getting it from Melanie Mark. So please join me in congratulating her in this honor.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. I always, in a moment like this, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But I'm overwhelmed by the generosity of this award and the acknowledgement. Thank you so much to come from you and Jerry, my new friend, who we had coffee on the drive, and it was like we've been friends for 20 years. 25. Well, don't age me. God. But thank you so much for this honor. It's an incredible honor. The minute that I had learned about rights for children, I made a commitment to fight for them, and was so honored to learn about Korczak's drive and passion and commitment and sacrifice and his journey when I was in Moncton at the inaugural Child Rights Summit. So I won't say any more than we do have to do something about children who are deprived of their childhood, and we have to do everything that we can to fight for their rights. And I will do that every single day that I can in that legislature. And my kids are here as a reminder of what, it takes, right, for a community to raise a child. So thank you so much. This is an incredible honor. Thank you.